don't want my wife to answer the door at 3 a.m. in the morning if I'm not there. I don't want her to answer the door at 3 a.m. in the morning if I am there, because I feel like I'm the protector.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say, is that because you are the protector in that household. And I think sometimes, I'm not saying that it gets overlooked, but it's such an instinct type of thing that you just move into action that I don't think we really think about it a lot. So that's why I really wanted to talk about it today. So like with me, and I've had an early morning knock or ring at the doorbell. I've had that happen before. We had one of our cars parked on the street, and somebody had hit our car. And one of my neighbors actually came to my door really early in the morning like that to tell us what had happened. When we got outside, the fire department, the ambulance, and everybody was there. And I had heard a bang, and once I heard a bang, I was like, I think that's something, honey, And I'm like getting up, getting everything I need to get ready to, to check the house or whatever. But she was like, I don't think it's nothing or whatever. So I just laid back down. And the next thing I know, somebody rang the doorbell. So at that moment, and it's funny because, like I said, it's just the instinct thing where she automatically goes to find Joe and see if he's okay. And then I kind of go to the door and check that out. And what are we really doing as fathers when we go to that door and answer the door? What are we really doing at that moment? And I thought about it and I said, we're really putting our life on the line to protect our family.
Yeah.
That doesn't get broadcast, but it's the truth. When we go to that door, whatever's on the other side of that door, we're going to be the first line of defense before our family is harmed. And I want to talk about this because I want the dads to understand that their value in the home is more than just finances. Their value in the home is more than just being dad. It's more than just physically being there. It's more than just a saying. We provide a tremendous amount of security in the home. And when security is absent, then insecurity takes place. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's married and she has a child, and she was talking about how her husband usually works during the day, but this particular week he had to work nights. And she was talking about how I check my door more than I normally do this whole week. I checked my door. I was checking it, making sure things was okay, checking the outside, making sure everything was, in place. And then she said, my daughter actually, slept in the bed with me. And the daughter missed that dad wasn't there. So right there, it told me that, with that dad not being there, and a lot of times the dad would go to sleep early, but she never would check the doors. The daughter was just fine sleeping in her own room and all of that. And I was like, wow, do you see what dads bring to the table? And we haven't said anything about providing anything. Just your presence in the house makes a difference. And I think about my own home.
Bro, I think
about my own home, and like times that I was not even out late, but it was dark outside and I hadn't got home yet. And my son would be uneasy. Now, he doesn't verbalize all his feelings all the time. No, he doesn't say I'm scared. He may say, where's dad? But he doesn't say I feel insecure right now or I'm scared. But my wife says he's a little uneasy. And I know how I felt when I was a kid and when my dad was always there at night. But sometimes you might be at the store, you might have a meeting or something that gets you home a little late. And just imagine how that affects your kids.
Yeah.
And I miss my mom too, but we're talking about the dads, right? If my mom was out shopping or something like that, I'd be concerned where she's at, but it's more, I'm concerned what my mom is because she needs to be protected. We got to make sure she's okay. We got to make sure she's straight. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that a woman is weak. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about our natural places in nature. What we naturally bring to the table. I looked for my dad for security. And not to say that dads don't love, but I really look for the nurturing from my mom. I look for the love from my mom. But from my dad, I always felt secure and safe when he was there.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just, I want to hear what you had to say too.
No. I was just going to comment. I was just going to say there have been times where I've went away on business for a week or whatever, and my wife would tell me sometimes, especially like when they were younger, they would get into bed with her because they didn't feel, it would, like you said, they would feel uneasy being, alone, in the house by themselves, So definitely, we provide that. We provide that security and that sense of like, oh, everything's gonna be okay because dad is home, So it's definitely what you said is true. Yeah. And I can look at it the same way you're saying that, and again, like I echo the same thing you said, is not to say that a woman can't protect her family, because definitely women, single mothers, they do that all day long. They do. And I applaud all of them.
They do.
It's just that, right now we're talking this Dad Rules podcast. We're talking about men, and we're trying to uplift men and trying to help them dad better. And we're just trying to give that direction for some guys who may not see it or may not know it, and that encouragement to them to say, hey, your family needs you and your family wants you to be there, and your family expects you to protect them. That's all we're saying, Yeah. I can think about just yesterday, we went on a track meet with my son, and the drive was 2.5 hours long. I wanted to drive. That's not to say my wife couldn't drive, but to me, there are things, and you could call it old school, you could call it passé, you could say that I'm whatever. I kind of tend to look at it, maybe sometimes it's some chivalry, okay? But that's another thing. It's chivalry dead, okay? But I wanted to take the opportunity to drive 2.5 hours. I didn't want my wife driving. She's more than capable of driving 2.5 hours to the destination to go to the track meet. But I wanted to say, honey, you rest, and you just keep me company. We talk and we listen to some music while we're driving. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna drive. You don't worry about it. So those are some things. I think men, I feel like certain things in our house, I feel like, hey, I take care of. You don't worry about this. I got this. And then there are other things that she may tell me, hey, I got this over here, and you don't worry about it. Yeah. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah. And yeah, man, it's like, like everybody has to realize their purpose in the home, and like I said, the value that's there. And I think a lot of guys, they don't realize their value in the home, and you're valuable. And I just want to say that today, because I feel like somebody needs to hear that.